All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mortgage Coach 10X Tuesday interview. Every Tuesday, 9 o'clock, I'm interviewing someone amazing that I think can help you 10X. And when I think of 10X, it could be, one extra loan per month, 10X, every single month. There's 12 months in a year. Could be an idea or a strategy that's going to help you recruit one extra realtor a month. Could be an idea or a strategy that's going to help you get one more lead, one more referral from your realtors every month. So that's what I'm talking about and why I call it Tuesday 10X. Now I try to on Tuesdays interview badass loan officers that are just killing it in the market, where it's me in a one-on-one interview. I want to remind you every Friday at 9 o'clock, it's a mastermind where myself, Todd Bookspan, Deborah Bird, Kristen Messerly, sometimes, we bring in badass originators, authors, speakers, and we just have a mastermind. By the way, what's up, Sophie, in Boston? It's been a long time. I need to interview you as well. It's been too long. But today it's Sean Herrero. We were going to have another speaker, but we rescheduled Roger. He ended up not being able to make it right now. So we've got the one and only Sean Herrero out of Northern California. What's up, Sean?
What's up, my dude? I
Good
love
to see
being
you,
the
brother.
backup hitter.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you being, well, you're the first round draft choice sometimes,
Oh,
and I appreciate you being the backup for today. So thank you for that.
yeah, happy to do it.
So before we get into the topic at hand, and this was Sean's idea, is fortunes are in the follow-up, and Sean has some things he wants to share around that. I do want to share the, little bit, and maybe we'll cover it in the second half of the call, some of the things I learned at Amplify. I went to Renee Rodriguez's Amplify last week, had the dinner on Thursday, had a full day workshop on Friday, and then Saturday, we gave our presentations. And it was incredible. I mean, it was a transformational experience. And I want to, share a few things that I think will help originators in this market win, because it is go time. And then I also want to share a bit of an epiphany that I had around 5 micro lessons that if every loan officer delivered these micro lessons to every single borrower, they would close more loans, they would have higher conversion, they would have less pricing exceptions, they'd win with realtors. Like, they would be essentially valuable to every realtor in America as we go through this NAR settlement. And you know what else? They would be more valuable to borrowers, and they'd be more valuable to borrowers in a way that helps America. And so I'm going to share those 5 micro lessons at the end. I could probably do it in about 5-ish minutes, but Sean, I want to, let's say we're going to go strong for, I don't know, next 40 minutes on the fortunes of the
Okay.
follow-up. And then let's save about 15 minutes, 5 minutes for me to deliver the 5 lessons, and then 5 minutes for you and I to talk about it. And then we'll do 5 minutes closing thoughts. You good?
Cool. Yeah, I mean, 40 minutes on follow-up. I don't know if I can fill that, but I'll try.
All right, well, then we'll jump into the 5, life-changing micro lessons sooner. So
Perfect.
you're the backup. This morning I said, bro, can you do it? You said, yeah, I'm open. And then I said, I actually proposed the headline, getting ahead of the NAR settlement with Sean Herrero. And Sean's like, one, he feels like we've done that a little bit when there's a lot of content on that. And 2, he's like, I got another idea. And then you threw out the idea. So why don't you throw out the idea? Tell us why you picked it for today.
Well, and it was interesting timing because I was thinking about this morning. So those of you guys that don't know me, I'm a 4 a.m. guy. So 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. is when I do my focus work. And I was just thinking about Mortgage Coach. And I don't know that I have anything new to present, but I love using the alerts as follow-ups. So I think we all know that we're supposed to follow up with our database, right? Like, there's all these things we all know we're supposed to do, and then things come up that make us not do what we know we're supposed to do. Yesterday I had an event all day long. I did not do one bit of follow-up. I didn't call anyone. It doesn't mean that gets it passed. It just gets moved on. But in those moments of, okay, I'll call it overwhelm. In those moments of overwhelm where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and that negative voice starts to chime in, I can just come to my email and I'll have alerts like, mortgage coach alert here. I'll show one real quick. I'm pulling up. So basically these alerts are what I use to like trigger follow-ups, right? So, these are all these alerts that I get. If you don't have these set up, set it up, because I use my email inbox as like a task list. So if I get, your mortgage coach presentations for John Smith has just been viewed, and I pre-approved John Smith last week, and I haven't spoken to him since I sent him his pre-approval, man, I can see that he's looking, so I should do something about it. So I can reach out to him then. I can reach out to the agents. If you're using these for open houses, like this one, what should I pay for 312 Lindsay Drive? This one was for an open house. And the reason I have this one up is this TCA is in Dave's 10X page already. So you guys can see how this works. But if I see this got viewed, it's an opportunity to reach out to the real estate agent. Hey, let's just say it was on a Saturday. Hey, it looks like somebody's looking at this. Who came through that you gave this link to? Because the only way they would have gotten the link is if you texted it to them, right? Like I've coached my real estate partners on how to use these tools at their open houses to get more leads. But this is a trigger mechanism for me. So in those days where I put something off, I procrastinate, I'm too busy to do what I know I'm supposed to be doing, I'm going to get my email cleared out, and I can at least use this as a follow-up tool.
So I'm going to put this under the term speed to need. And so, I've talked about this from many stages. For the 38 years I've been in the business, the number one driver of conversion has been speed to lead. And, being the first one to call someone when they are ready to buy a home, be the first one to call someone when they get referred by a realtor. But we are now in an era where there is something that's, more important, and that is speed to need. Now, that includes being the first one there, but it also includes being the first one, even predicting the needs of a consumer. And so, Sean, what you just shared, and everyone listening to this, I want you to create your own speed to need checklist of all the little ways in which you can get to the need faster or even more predictive. And Sean just introduced when you deliver your advice to a consumer, when they are viewing that advice, are you getting a signal? And if you're not, people like Sean are, and there are thousands of loan officers that are mortgage coaches that every time they run a credit report, they deliver a mortgage coach experience. And now every time that consumer views that experience, they know it. And then they can get to the consumer and get to the need of the consumer faster. Any thoughts on that?
Well, it's a good point, because that's kind of what I've been thinking about, is how can I be faster? So this is such a timely conversation, because I was overwhelmed yesterday. I got 4 contracts accepted Sunday, going into a day where I was going to be tied up from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. 4 turns into 4:30. And I'm like, okay, these things are the number one priority. I call it closest to the dollar. Like, these 4 new contracts are the number one priority for the day. I'm not going to be able to touch them as quickly as I need to. So Sean, how do you fix that? How do you make it to where you can be in an event and know that these things are still moving forward? And that to me is more of like a Parkinson's law, Pareto principle thing. And we got it all done, but those moments of stress or overwhelm are what give us the opportunity to see past that and create solutions. And I was like, even though I figured out this part, I need to be faster, right? I really think that, look at Amazon. When they did 2-day shipping, it changed logistics. FedEx, UPS, still to this day cannot keep up with that. And they said, you know what? We're already winning at 2 days. Let's get to next day. But you don't need to. You're already the fastest. Just because we're the fastest doesn't mean we can't be better, right? The best can always be better. What if we could deliver same day? Wait a sec. Why are you guys doing this? How expensive is that going to be? Oh, no. It's going to cost like an extra $1, if anything at all. That is kind of what I look at, is even if I am currently the fastest, I can still be faster. And I do believe that faster is better, not only from a transactional closing perspective, because of course we all want to look like cash as much as we possibly can, but the follow-up, right? Like being better at follow-up is a big thing that I could be better at. And Todd Duncan at Momentum Builder said this best. He gave a case study where he said, we took one of our coaching clients and we just said, if you just follow up, don't worry about your leads. Don't worry about lead follow-up. Follow up with your pre-approvals more often and you will close more. I think he upped his closing by 20 or 30% just by following what the people that had already shown trust, ran credit, gave him all his income and assets, fully pre-approved. Just follow up with those people. And that's, for me, that's what Mortgage Coach is. I get those alerts because every single pre-approval gets a TCA. Like you get your letter and your TCA in the exact same email. If I forget to follow up, even though I know I'm supposed to, oh shoot, here's a perfect opportunity to reach out to someone. So that's really what it is. And I can do it quickly.
So guys, I hope you've made the list. I also want you to start throwing speed to need opportunities in chat. So for the 126 people that are live watching this, what are some of the ways you are getting to the needs of the consumer first? Hey, Sean, when you were sharing your screen, a lot of people couldn't see it. So one, if you could show your inbox one more time, I want to show that. And then I also want to make sure people, so, you can see Sean is getting these emails every time someone looks at it, and it's showing the property that he does it. It's got a link to the actual presentation. Would you go to the advice engine? Also, I want to make sure people know how to see that in the actual advice engine.
Let me
By the
make
way,
sure.
all the mortgage coaches on today's call, I don't know if you guys noticed a new look and feel. We are in the process of elevating and improving not only the look and feel of Mortgage Coach, but making it easier to learn, making it faster and easier to create a total cost analysis. So check that out. And Sean,
Sorry,
someone just asked, where do you set up the alerts? Do you mind giving a little?
Yeah, let's see if I can remember.
Let's let's try to do that in like 3 minutes or less. Let's do a little tutorial. So by the way, how does everybody like the new look and feel? If anybody has seen it, give us some feedback in chat or use the little reactions. I love it.
Presentation settings, I think. Honestly, I don't remember where I set it up, but the first thing I did.
Go to the homepage and I'll show that in a minute. Go to the actual homepage though, and click on views, recent views. So guys, that's where you can see just kind of aggregate what reports, who viewed what. So like Sean likes to use his inbox, but this is real similar to what's in his inbox. Do you use this particular view often?
No, I just noticed this, like, number of views. I mean, like, these guys have been working with forever. They've looked at their report 131 times. But no, this is great. Because it's an easy way to see, okay, if Jasmine just looked at hers, how many times have I followed up with her based on the number of views, or am I blowing it, right? This is a great view.
So now go back to recent clients. I do want to show everyone, go into that client and then go towards the end where you'd get the link, because there is a place where you can either check or uncheck the views back there. Yep. Boom. Do you see that, guys, right there? You see the little check, notify me when this report, I do believe it defaults to be checked.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've never, because I don't click this every single time. It's always checked.
Yeah, it defaults is checked, but there's times where you create a market email and we've had people like, oh, I've got 100 things. Will you turn, well, yeah, you can turn it off. So if you ever want to uncheck it, you can uncheck it. But that is where, by the way, that is the setup. That is where it auto defaults is checked, and you can uncheck it if you want to, but I would not recommend it.
Yeah, I mean, why would you not want to? I don't want to know when someone's looking at their presentation. It doesn't make, like, there's no reason to uncheck this box. This box. Yeah. So as far as look and feel, do you want me to go over to the new buyer experience, or?
Yeah, if you want to. I mean, yeah, we're here. Why not?
The colors. Let me fix this. So I always liked the colors. I actually like this color scheme better now. like, yeah, it looks good. I opened this up today and boom, it was different. But the colors to me are a little bit more modern. Um, it looks great.
Yeah, it's a little more mobile optimized. I mean, we've had a mobile first experience for a long time, but it's even more mobile optimized. It doesn't require the app to be downloaded as much. Go to the very top, Sean. It's just slicker, looks better. Notice Sean, instead of putting his company branding, he puts a QR code. And I know, Sean, you want to be able to have the company branding and the QR code. So I did give the team a push on that. I really like in the upper right-hand corner, we made it more intuitive. You see it says English. Click on that real quick. Click on that little boom, you go to Spanish. So I think it's more obvious that we have an ability to drive that experience. I think the print is more obvious. The share is more obvious. There's we've put a lot of time to optimize the look and feel for the consumer, and a lot of time to make it faster to create an easier to learn mortgage coach. So for anyone watching this that you're not a mortgage coach, there's never been a better time to become a mortgage coach. You can sign up online, or tell if you have a company that has an enterprise partnership, you can get set up through them. All right, any questions? Great new changes. This is great. Like it a lot. New interface, nice. Thanks for all the feedback, guys. And as we get feedback, let us know. We're looking to collect feedback and promote and market this. All right, Sean, let's go back to follow up and speed to need
Cool.
checklist. What are is there anything you want to show on that screen real quick, or are you ready to
No,
go on?
no, I mean, if we do like a rent versus own or something later, like we could jump back to that. But I mean, again, for me, I was like, I don't know what I haven't already shown everyone. I'm doing a presentation tomorrow. I think I have 50 agents coming for the NAR settlement thing. It's not a presentation, sorry, it's a workshop. We're doing an in-depth, like you're going to leave here with your value proposition as to a buyer. And a friend of mine was asking me about it. And he's like, hey, can I come? And I'm like, it's not virtual, it's in person. And he's like, oh, I want to see your deck. Will you send me your deck? I'm like, I don't have a deck. It's just in person. He's like, well, I need this. And I'm like, you know what? You're finding all these excuses not to just start. Like there's a massive opportunity right now to get something rolling. And the only difference between you and me is I'm just running with it, being completely willing to fail and make mistakes. And so I was thinking about that today. There's not really anything new that I haven't already shared with our entire community as far as like a strategy of how to use a TCA. I would challenge you guys to start, like, this is a current issue or problem I've been told. I'm going to jump into Mortgage Coach and see how I can solve this problem, not only for my community, but it selfishly, it will solve it for myself. If I can solve it for the real estate community, I'm going to win. And so I would even build that into part of the follow-up process, because if you're opening a door to real estate agents or even home buyers and saying, I'm a problem solver, no matter what you throw at me, I will find a solution. So what can I help you with? And then they tell you what they need help with, you are now obligated to following up with them. So that's just like one easy way of getting in touch with more people. Is I don't have, like, I've never asked anyone for business. I've never made a cold call, but I have asked people how I can solve their problems, and they've told me what the problem is, and then I follow up with the solution. I guess that's still speed to need in another way.
It is. Well, that's speed to need. It has to do with, asking people questions and then delivering strategies and solutions to those problems. It has to do with, predicting who in your database has a need. That is one of the things that, I think we are the best in the world at Trust Engine, is predicting who's most likely in a database to move up, who's most likely in a database to move down. Actually, let me show you the ultimate speed to need app, Sean, if you don't mind. I'm going to demo our new Trust Engine app that is also launching this week. Tell me when you can see it on my screen. I am going to share my mobile phone, which, by the way, being able to demo and show your mobile screen during a Zoom is a skill and a talent of that y'all should have. You see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
So the ultimate speed to need application by Trust Engine. So we're monitoring a database. It's in our Trust Engine borrower intelligence platform, and we're predicting, usually it's about 1% of a database who's most likely to need a loan right now. Who's most likely to need a remove title insurance, reverse mortgage, could be move up, move down. When I interviewed last week the author of Conversion Code, Chris Smith, and he's like, oh my God, this is the RTC app. And I'm like, what does RTC stand for? Reasons to call, another form of speed to need. So this is telling you reasons to call. And then when you click on that reason to call, there's click here to email, click here to text, click here to call. It's telling me, giving me product strategy. It's telling me next steps. I'll show you the scripts in a minute. It integrates with MortgageCoach. If the borrower had engaged in our borrower intelligence platform, like when we see an opportunity like this, we immediately email the client, a very simple creative around that strategy. We're merging it with credit data and all the data they have. It's showing me all the information on the mortgage. Any data I have on that consumer, I have it. And I'm even finding out like what triggered this opportunity. And then, boom, there's scripts. Exactly what to say if I call, exactly what to say if I text, exactly what I say, boom. And always has email, text, phone call. Sean, what are your top of mind thoughts after seeing the Trust Engine Speed to Need app?
My top of mind thought every time I see Trust Engine is that I'm mad that I can't have it. Yeah, so it's enterprise only. So everyone who's on this call, if you're at a big company, get your company to get on Trust Engine, which is what, hey, cross country people, let's all jump on that together, please. It's epic. I think it's great. I just don't have it, and it bothers me every time you show it because I'm not normally like an envious keep up with the Joneses guy, but
you want it? You want it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Well, we've got 14 lenders that have the borrower intelligence platform, and the goal is to add a whole lot of them. We can only add 6 lenders a month right now. This is brand new, guys. Like, this app just hit the marketplace. We're just announcing it to our existing customers today. It's a brand new app. Hopefully we'll have lots of lenders sign up for it. It really does require, we've got a data science team that's part of this. We've got omni-channel marketing specialist. So it has to be enterprise for now. So sorry for anyone that, your enterprise doesn't have it, but let them introduce them to me. Introduce the manager to me, Dave at Trust Engine, and I'll work hard to get them on the team. All right. So I think we've covered a couple follow-up strategies. You also introduced the idea that you're going to be speed to need with realtors. You're going to be helping 40 realtors tomorrow workshop this. What are some other follow-up ideas that you came to the call with? Anything else? You got 15 more minutes before we got to flip to my topic.
I'm way more interested in hearing about Amplify results, but no, I think what it is like yesterday was a realization for me of, I know what I'm supposed to do. Actually, this follows up on what your call with Hunter was yesterday. I listened to that this morning, and it's very obvious what we're all supposed to do every day. Hunter's thing is make more calls. I'm not a call guy, but I need to make more impact, and I can do that on social. There's a lot of different ways to have the same result as making a phone call. So you just have to find your way and then do it. But I think when we don't do what we know we're supposed to do, the negative talk in our head just gets so loud, and it can change your mood. Like, I was getting into a bad mood thinking I'm wasting time at this event that I only put together because I felt would be purposeful and have impact on people. And now I'm not enjoying it because I'm worried about something that hasn't happened. And so it just came back to, I jumped in my van, like had a 10-minute break, prioritized my email by alert because that'll show me all the MortgageCoach alerts. And I was just like, all right, old, this is somebody on 10X, someone on 10X. Ooh, I need to follow up with this person real quick. Because again, think of people making offers. In my market, and I hate when we say my market, the whole country is the same. everything's multiple offers for the most part. So what is somebody going to do when they're trying to figure out their offer price? They're going to jump into their TCA to look at what their monthly payment in cash out of pocket is. If I have somebody who's looking at a home and maybe I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot to follow up on that, that TCA alert is my reminder of get this done right now. Or, hey, is this person looking at making an offer and they're not including me in it, right? I need to be involved in every single offer because you are far more likely to win your house if I am involved in it. If all I am is an approval letter, you're going to lose. So, hey, I just saw you looked at your buyer's guide site. Is there anything I can answer? Yeah, we just looked at a house on Saturday. We're making an offer. I need to know about that, right? That's an opportunity to bring somebody back into what I believe is the ideal process, like your onboarding process for your real estate agents or your clients. It's just such an easy way. And that's why this was kind of cool that Dave asked me to do this today. Was I was just thinking about all this stuff yesterday, and that was an action step. In that moment of overwhelm, what do I need to do right now? Who have I forgotten about? Alerts. Ooh, that's the one. And it just made it so easy.
So make sure, well, alerts are active as a mortgage coach. If you're not a mortgage coach, never been more reasons to become a mortgage coach. Make sure that you're scanning those and looking for opportunities to reach out. Make sure that all of your TBAs, TBDs, and your pre-approvals are getting your constant attention. Make sure that you are out workshopping with realtors. I do think it's a good time to bring ideas to agents on how I think I can help you in this NAR settlement transition era that we're in. At some point, we'll know the new rules, we'll be rolling it out, and we'll have real clarity on exactly what to do to optimize your conversion. But here's what I know right now, because I interviewed for the second time the #1 realtor in America, Jason Mitchell, 2 days ago. It's streamed live in our Facebook group, so you can watch the recording there. And by the end of the week, we will post that into our YouTube channel. But Jason really gave a lot of constructive advice to lenders, and to net it out for you guys, there's two things. And Sean, feel free to integrate these two things into your presentation. You're probably already doing it, but he said, loan officers need to be our conversion partner. And for a long time, conversion partner meant, working with me and closing the deal on time and keeping your promises and delivering a great experience. But he's like, conversion now is before we even put them in a car. We can't even show them houses, or we're not going to show them houses until we've negotiated our compensation, until we've got them to sign an agreement. So we need the loan officer to help us convert. And it really put an exclamation mark of how a mortgage coach that's showing the value of homeownership over time is going to have value. And he goes, and we need to help them elevate our trust, because they can say things about us that we can't say about ourselves. And even if we said it about ourselves, we just look like a me monster. So he's like,
Yep.
More than ever, we need to, real estate buyers agents need to partner very deeply with mortgage professionals for them to be trust building partners, help build trust and respect with the buyer for us, and help us convert into buyer agreements. So this is coming from the #1 realtor in America. It's not shocking. It's not elevated. Sean, your thoughts on that?
Well, so I'll TCA this one this way. If somebody is watching this and hasn't seen the old ones, this is the exact same one I presented at the Modern Mortgage Summit, the exact same one I did the Monday after this was announced, when Dave and I jumped on kind of last minute. But again, so what I said earlier is you need to be the person solving people's problems. This came out Friday. By Monday morning, I had already figured out what my job was going to be come July. My job is more complex than it ever has been as a result of these changes. I will have to do more, not only for the real estate agents, but for the client, because I'm not really concerned with justifying real estate agent commissions. I'm more concerned with making sure buyers understand how the money works. That's our job, right? So this is the what I came up with. 72 hours after that first Friday bombshell, I was like, okay, so based on the comps, in the competition of the property, let's just say $950,000 home's now going to sell for $1 million. That's the offer price. Okay, so your cash out of pocket is going to be $234,000, including a 2.5% commission. If they're making an offer, they've already signed an agreement agreeing that the agent is worth that. So I call this step 2. So I'm presenting step 2 before I get into step 1. If you want to finance the commission, you're going to come up to $1,027,000. That reduces your cash out of pocket by $20,000. And at this point, now that we have an opportunity that's never existed before to negotiate in a multiple offer situation, if we agree you would rather finance the commission, let's just go for the closing costs too. So we take the price to $1,038,000. We get your cash out of pocket to $207,000. In 0 months, immediate savings in your bank account is $24,826 if you finance the commission. And if you finance all the closing costs, it's just under $34,000. Now, your monthly payment will be higher. If you finance the commission, it's $170 more per month. And if you finance everything, it's $240 more per month. But we're already built into this. Every VA buyer, every FHA buyer finances their upfront mortgage insurance or their VA funding fee. So this isn't some new thing that's never been done before. You go to buy a car, you do the same thing. No one pays cash for the extended warranty, right? They finance it. So now we can take this one step further. Well, what would happen if you took that savings and actually did something with it? If you put it in a high yield savings account at $5,000, your $24,000 turns into $35,000 in just, I think I did 5 years. And if you took that 33 and put it in a high yield savings, you're at 48,000. I'm showing my clients how choosing their realtor, my realtor partner, will actually save them money and make them money, right? The sooner you win the house, the less you pay, the less you save. So we are debt advisors, and I've been telling I've done 15 webinars at this point on this NAR thing. My real estate partners are no longer realtors. That's not a word you're allowed to use anymore. You are not a real estate agent either. You are a real estate advisor. Just like a financial advisor advises on financial assets, guess what a house is? It's an asset. You're advising them on an asset, and it just happens to be real estate. You are not a loan officer. If you're in the mortgage community, you can no longer call yourself a loan officer. You never should have. You're a mortgage advisor. My real estate partners are real estate advisors. That is it. Like, there is no other word. And I love when you shift the language. When you call yourself an advisor, you're obligating yourself to giving incredible advice. And I truly don't know how to do that without using MortgageCoach. I really don't.
Wow. So I think it's time for me to tell my Amplify story. I'm going to tell the full story at the mastermind event in December, which I'm speaking at twice. If you have not signed up, make sure you check it out. We'll put a link down below. It's going to be an incredible event. I think there's going to be over 1,000 people at this event. And I'm going to tell, in a TED Talk style, in 15 minutes or less, my real mortgage coach story, which I didn't even realize the deep, mortgage coach story that started as a child, because I did have a fascination with money. And I had forgotten that until I went to Amplify, that I collected pennies as a little kid and had a real fascination with money. And then I had kind of forgot at what a train wreck financially I was as I started making money. I went from paying my way through college, working at Smart and Final, making about $13,000 a year, not having any debt and being pretty financially functional, to I got in the mortgage business. And I remember, like, my 3rd month in the mortgage business, I killed it. I made like 10 grand. And within a matter of a month, I was making more money than I'd ever made in my life. And somehow I had a Sears card. I racked it up. I got a Citi card. I racked it up. Long story short, I was in my 20s. Fortunately, I did buy my first home at 26, but I was financially, not killing it. I was not managing debt well. I was not managing money well. And what I learned, I'll never forget today, like when I was in the mortgage business and someone showed me that, hey, if you paid an extra $100, an extra $200 against your mortgage, look how much faster you would pay off your mortgage, and look at how much money you saved. I mean, I remember when I saw that for the first time as a loan officer, I was just like, it was like a magic trick. Are you like kidding me? And so here's the deal, guys. There's 5 micro lessons that if you as a loan officer deliver these 5 lessons to a consumer. And Sean, by the way, just delivered 4 out of the 5, and I'm going to call them out. And I know Sean will be able to deliver the fourth one easily. So number one, he showed the power of mortgage appreciation and the leverage of a mortgage. Like, pull up that TCA again. I mean, like, all within the experience of a first-time home buyer, he showed them what appreciation rate did you use?
I used 5. Appreciation for property, I used 5, and then I used 5% for the high yield savings account, just to keep it
Yeah,
super
so go
simple.
down to the net worth.
So I
So,
did 7.5.
so micro lesson number one is, if you are not showing a family and you're personalizing it, and you're localizing it, and you're showing them the power of mortgage or real estate appreciation combined with leverage of a mortgage and what that does to their net worth every time, whether it's first time home buyer, whether it's a move up buyer, like, if you are not showing those two things, first of all, you're blowing it. You're not optimizing conversion. But coming into this new NAR settlement era, like, this is going to be the most powerful micro financial planning lesson that you can teach a consumer. And so this is number one. Number two is and you can pick which one's number two, which one's number three. These are kind of interchangeable. I'm going to pick number two, being the power of compound interest, because Sean did that too. Show it again. He showed the power. And what did you use for the interest bearing percentage here?
I did 5% just because I've seen so many ads for high yield savings at 4.5 to 5%. So you take the variability of, well, what if the stock market doesn't do this or that? Okay, great. Put it in a regular savings account if that's your concern.
Yeah.
And
So
again, a conservative number, right? If 7% is the normal, I'd rather be under and have them be like, well, I'll make more money than that.
yeah. Now the one lesson you didn't do here, but by the way, you could easily do it, is the power of prepaying your mortgage. So actually, Sean, why don't you go in to the TCA, and I know you know how to use this feature, and instead of showing the power of compound interest, change that to the power of prepaying their mortgage. What if they took those dollars that they were gonna do asset accumulation, and you put those dollars towards prepaying their mortgage? What would the impact be?
I'll do it by 60 months. So that would be an additional $564 per month. We'll get rid of this.
So by the way, he's showing this right now. And again, different borrowers require, when you're an advisor, you're tailoring this for the consumer. So look, it would
7 years earlier.
Look at that, guys. Like, that's a magic trick. Like, most consumers, and even though they may know that, hey, the power of prepaying a mortgage, it has value, they don't know exactly what that means. So in this case, it's a paying off your house 7 years earlier is a big deal. And even if it was 3 years earlier or 2 years earlier, it's a big deal. So lessons 1, 2, and 3, put them in whatever order you want, is the power of real estate appreciation combined with mortgage leverage, number one, the power of prepaying your mortgage, number two, the power of compound interest, number three, and then the other two, call it micro financial planning lessons, the power of options. Like, showing people these different options matters. And then fifth, last but not least, showing the power of those options over different windows of time. A short-term period of time, a long-term period of time. Guys, those 5 lessons, if every person in America knew those lessons, if every high school kid in America knew those lessons, if every person that goes from the age of 16 to 25 knew those lessons, we would not have a financial literacy crisis in America. And for every loan officer that delivers those 5 lessons, or 4 out of 5 of those lessons with every borrower they serve, you're optimizing conversion. You are prepared for the NAR settlement. You are a gift to every, not realtor, but as Sean said, real estate advisor. You can literally, with those 5 lessons, you can transform any realtor into a real estate advisor. and you guys can crush it together. So Sean, that was my Amplify Epiphany. What are your thoughts on those 5 lessons?
I think the epiphany was that I don't think you said anything new there, but you reframed what you've always believed. And that's Renee's whole idea, right? Is like, you're saying it's this big, let's get concise, right? But nothing we're doing. So like, I went with the approach in that example of, here's how much money you save, right? Over this amount of time, and here's what you can do with compound interest. And Dave's like, well, yeah, but what about this option? We can present both options, and there's not a right or wrong answer, right? But by doing it this way, we're giving people the ability to make their own educated decision. No matter what they choose is what they choose for them and their family, and that's the right answer. But if we got them to think about something they wouldn't have thought of otherwise, do you have more value to a realtor? Have real estate advisor? Have you become better? Have you helped them justify their value proposition? My whole goal is to ensure that every single real estate advisor that I work with has these things that I'm going to provide to them in their buyer presentation. And I just love the way that Dave framed it as like 5 things, is we can all rewatch this video and write down those 5 things and be like, okay, this isn't what I'm going to do sometimes. This is my every time from now on.
Yeah. What do you think about, when you do that workshop tomorrow, kind of coming up with a Sean Herrero way of literally teaching those 5 lessons, and how I'm a loan officer that can deliver and call out those 5 things. And if you're working with a loan officer that can't do that, like they're not going to be as effective at being a conversion partner and being a trust building partner. What are your thoughts on taking that on the road?
Well, that's the game. Like I'm confidently, and I feel like sometimes my confidence borderlines on arrogance, but you are better off with me than without me. Hunter said this yesterday too. Like if you don't think you have the best person to help you get a mortgage or buy a house, then don't use me. And you really have to believe that so confidently in whatever your process is, that this is it. Like, I think everyone who doesn't use me as for their mortgage is not getting the experience they should have, right? Is like, I know a lot of people that are really good or maybe better at this than I am, but if I don't have that conviction, what do I have? Who said this? I think this was Ed Milet. People don't need to be convinced of what you think. They need to be convinced that you're convinced of what you think. And that's really what I think we're doing with this. So my whole presentation is around that. I'm using what's her name? What was Shayla's friend that came and she came to the Modern Mortgage Summit and she did a killer recording with you? Keri? Keri Shull.
Keri Shull. Keri Shull.
Keri Shull's video from the Modern Mortgage Summit is in my presentation. So again, if you guys didn't do that and you want the replay, get the replay of the Modern Mortgage Summit so you can use these tools. 67% of her buyers stick with her lender because she's so good at referral and truly sees her lender as a partner. If we can show one of the top real estate agents in the country who doesn't leave finance to chance, we're leading by example. I'm not convincing you of this strategy. I'm showing you that it's already being done. And if she can do it, you can do it.
Hey, so by the way, you said that's in your presentation. So do you actually like play that on your computer for people in the mastermind?
I haven't yet. I'm going to tomorrow.
Oh, would you take a picture of that? I mean, that is part of the vision of the Modern Mortgage Summit, is that, there's watch parties, it's powering mastermind sessions, and it's micro content. So, folks, just to make sure everybody knows, there is a NAR settlement playlist. I put Sean's as the first video because he is a mortgage coach and he is showing how he's turning the NAR settlement into an opportunity. I actually just moved Keri to number 2 because Sean called her out. And there's a full hour interview of Keri. If you have not watched it, you should. But if you want to hear her net it out in 15 minutes, by the way, Sean, talk so people see that.
I have a 1 minute screen recording from Dave's interview on my phone. So I have a 1 minute screen recording because this is just right after same approach, right? She came from a place of, I see what's happening. I already know I already know how to fix this for my clients. I already know how to show our value because guess what? We're already doing it. And in this 1 minute clip, she explained basically the same buyer consult or presentation she has today, she will have in the future. And it's 1 minute long, and it was so powerful that I'm like, I just started forwarding it to my agents. Hey, like, don't be scared. This is going to be fine. This is 48 hours, or sorry, 96 hours after the initial announcement. Dave interviewed her on that Tuesday. And I'm just like, this is a powerful message. And I started forwarding it out to real estate leaders in my area, real estate agents that I work with, because I wanted to put their fear aside. So there's so many resources within the mortgage coach community that I feel get underutilized. It's like we watch it and then we don't do anything with it.
So two things. One, did you guys just get that takeaway where he watched it? He did a screen recording. There's a lot of ways to do that. And then he forwarded that as a value piece, just a small spark, an engagement 1 minute message. And I'm guessing you also sent a link if you want to watch the whole thing. Guys, everyone on this call could be doing that. You could be taking the content we have. By the way, to the innovation team at Mortgage Coach and Trust Engine, maybe we should start creating some little 1 minute sparks for some of our content, especially the shareable content for realtors. If anyone likes that idea and you want us to do that, we'll see if we can resource that. But here's top interviews. You know, I had a Dan Keller interview, how he is using social media to help. I interviewed the nation's top compliance attorney. Great for managers and executives. The #1 realtor in America. That video got watched over 36,000 times. Also, you've mentioned a couple times Hunter. So that got interviewed less than, 17 hours ago. Indifference with Hunter Markwart. Check that out. All right, Sean, we have 10 minutes left. Oh, did I lose Mr. Sean Herrero? I think he mistakenly left. He'll probably be back, everybody. I'm going to go through questions. So a bunch of you have asked if Sean will share his total cost analysis. When he gets back, I'll ask him, and we'll put a link to that. If you're watching this in the YouTube video, the link will be down below. So we'll get that. We've put a link to the Keri Shull interview. I will also get that 1 minute clip from him, or I'll have my team make a 1 minute clip, and we will get that into our YouTube channel by the end of the week. So stay tuned on a little bit of a playbook. Here's 1 minute from the Keri Shull interview that you can share with realtors. And then here's a link that'll be in our Facebook group. So go to the Trust Engine Facebook group and we'll get that for you. Let's see, Sean, do you let anyone, not mortgage folks? No, I'm looking for other interviews. So someone had asked, Sean, do you not provide printed flyers at your open houses? I think he does have a printed version, but he has a virtual version also. I've interviewed him multiple times of how he has iPads on display at his events. So I know that. By the way, he is trying to get back in. He just texted me. Let's give him another minute. It's a Starlink issue. He's a little bit off the grid. But while we're waiting for Sean, I also want to remind folks about our 10X page. I made this 10X page for producing managers, although it's just as valuable for a loan officer. But I really made this for producing managers that are, providing sales training, leadership. Some of you that watch a lot of my content, you've heard this before, but it's so important. I want to share it again, because until I know that every loan officer is delivering these 5 micro lessons, that you really know how to go from being a loan officer to a mortgage coach, a loan officer to a mortgage advisor, and you know how to turn realtors into real estate advisors. I will be using that term a lot. Thank you, Sean Herrero. So I got to do a whole interview on how to turn realtors into real estate advisors. I will make sure we invite Sean back. Might be actually kind of fun to do a panel where I invite some of the top mortgage coaches of the country, and we do a workshop on how to do this. If you like that idea, give me a reaction in Zoom, and based off of how many people want that, I will prioritize it accordingly. But guys, this page has everything you need. These are all sales leadership videos where it's me interviewing top people, helping solve what I think, are the biggest challenges in the mortgage industry. Sales training, number one. Most loan officers don't really know how to sell in a modern way. Make sure you do. That's a link to do it. Most don't know how to recruit realtors at scale in a modern way. This one is all about how to coach and manage and turn loan officers into mortgage advisors. And then as you scroll down, like if you are not using Mortgage Coach, you are not the most elite mortgage advisor you can be. So there's how-to videos on everything that you need to know how to do to become a mortgage coach. And then every single day we are doing live training. Every Wednesdays we're teaching strategies. Every Thursdays we're doing Q&A. Every Mondays it's introduction, so helping you get started with Mortgage Coach. Every Tuesdays it's 10X Tuesday. I'm interviewing someone like Sean today. And then every Friday, it's a mastermind with myself, Todd Bookspan, and often Deborah Bird. And here comes Sean. We are getting him back in the last 7 minutes of the call. All right, what's up, my brother? You made it back.
I made it back. Elon dropped the ball. That's his fault, not mine.
Yeah, right. Also, someone had made a mention on the 365, you can get a full 1-year pass to the Modern Mortgage and Modern Real Estate Summit. Just go to modernmortgagesummit.com, sign up for that, and you get the whole pass for 365 days. I think it's $150. So check it out. Sign up, get it today. So how do you want to close it out, bro? We got 6 minutes. What are your closing thoughts?
That's a good question. I think we need to simplify things. I think we try to get all these automations, all these things to do our follow-up for us, to do this and that, when it's really like, wait, I probably have simple tools right in front of me that I'm not fully utilizing to its capability. One of my things, I always say that like there's a handful of tools I need, three tools I need that I could live without everything else, Mortgage Coach being one of them. Utilize the tools you're paying for to their fullest potential before you go get something else. And I do think that in a day of AI and automation, humans want humans more than ever. So in a world where I can feel like when I get a follow-up and it's not from a real person, you can tell, right? Is that the experience that you want to give to people? I don't automate any communications, like maybe status updates through the process are somewhat automated, but they're still personalized. We don't need to replace ourselves. Like I'm thinking about the whole minimum wage thing at the fast food restaurants that's happening in California. I think they're making minimum wage $20. It's not going to make it to where people get paid $20. It's just going to mean that I have to order at a kiosk from now on, because the kiosk, the automation is cheaper, but it's not a better experience, right? It probably just won't go there anymore. And in a world where we're trying to say that we can't be replaced, don't try and replace yourself. Be a real human being in a human being business. And I think you'll convert more leads faster to where you won't need as many leads.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. I'm going to share a poll question here at the end, because I'm curious how many people on this call are already a mortgage coach. So I'm going to share this question. If you would do this poll really, really quick, I'm going to post it right now. So if you're on this call right now, are you a mortgage coach? Are you delivering these mortgage coach experiences to consumers? If you're not, and you've just decided hey, I'm not going to do it, put no. And if you're like, I'm not, but I'm going to, and you're going to get signed up, click the not yet, or no, I meant to say not yet, no yet. So cool. So we got some not yets. Only 43% of you have, oh wait, everybody answered. Oh no, we can still get some more answers. Terry would answer this real quick. So Sean, can you see the answers that they're coming in as a panelist?
No, I don't know how. Polls, I see it.
Yeah, here is the poll. Can you see how it came out?
Yeah, 80. So 80% yes, 4% no. The 4% no, just do that right after this. Like, what I found is people step over dimes or step over dollars to try and save a dime. It's costing you money not having Mortgage Coach. So no and not yet. Those are the same. All of those, that
Well, the not
19%.
yet. This could have been their first time showing up to one of our interviews, so let's give them the
Yeah.
benefit of the doubt. Do it now, guys. Go to our website. You know, if you're watching this live, we'll put a link in chat. If you're watching this in YouTube, there'll be a link down below. I mean, it's $150 a month. There's no commitment. There's no setup fee. You know, but create 20 Mortgage Coach experiences and you'll never stop. Any other thoughts on that or closing thoughts? We got 2 minutes left.
I'll come back to what I said earlier. So everyone's like, Sean, will you send me this? Can I jump on that? I want to watch. I want to learn. Take action. You know how to, if you're a mortgage professional, you know how to solve these problems for people. You're just waiting for someone else to show you the right way to do it when you might be the person who has the right way. You're just not taking faith in yourself. I set up anything I do. I book the date. I book the venue. Venue could be Zoom. And I invite people. And now I'm obligated and committed to doing something about it. And I'll get on that call and I might screw up and I might not have all the answers. But when I don't have the answers, just another opportunity to follow up with people with problem solving. So just have faith in yourself and push forward in one of the biggest opportunities we've ever seen in our job. Like this NAR thing is the biggest opportunity I think I've seen to it set the playing field. Like it's everyone has equal opportunity at this point.
So Paul, let's make a slide because I agree with you. This is, I actually made a little commercial that we're going to insert into our videos. And I said, you know, this NAR settlement is a seismic shift in real estate and mortgage. I mean, it is a sea change and it's an extraordinary opportunity if you see it that way. And then if you have the skills of a Sean Herrero and you have the habits of a Sean Herrero. So anyways, what an incredible opportunity, bro. Thank you for saying yes last minute. Hey, real quick, how did you get that 1 minute video off our YouTube channel? Like, did you use the record feature on the mobile phone?
I just
Yeah,
screen
what'd you
recorded
do?
it on here. That's it. I watched the video on my phone. I clicked the record feature.
Did you just click like that screen down
Yep.
and that little record feature?
Yep. Yep. That was it.
So,
it's a minute 6 seconds.
So guys, here's a little hack. While you're watching a video, if you go to, I don't know what this is called, but like the menu screen, there's a little recording. I just clicked it and then go watch the video, save it. And then you can go into videos and you can edit the bumpers out of it, you know, because you probably, you know, you don't want them to see you making the sausage and recording
Yep.
it, edit it. So, okay. I thought that's what you did. I just wanted to confirm. Guys, that's another skill. If you want to be a modern mortgage advisor or a real estate advisor, a modern real estate advisor, these are the skills of people that are modern, and everybody and anybody should be doing this. Brother, you crushed it.
Thank you for having me.
Yep. Everybody watching this, if
Good
you have
times as
not
always.
subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, subscribe to it. If you are not part of our Facebook group, make sure you are part of the Trust Engine Facebook group. If your executive team does not have a partnership with Trust Engine, introduce them to me, Dave
Mortgage.
at Trust Engine. You're crazy. And give Sean a reaction. As you leave today's session, click the little reaction at the bottom. Let Sean Herrero know what you thought of today's call. All right.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Take care, everybody. This is a
Love,
wrap.
dude.
Later.
Later.